You haven't put yourself into the, how many people can you see? Just you.
Okay. I think we're going to show up on Facebook just any second here.
I don't know. I'm not signed into it.
I can't see anybody.
All right.
It's Lisa that controls
It's
all.
me. Hey, I am doing one thing really quick. All right. We are actually live on Facebook. We had a little bit of another glitch. And
We can watch it later. I want to look at the questions.
You know what? We use so much technology in behind the scenes in Survival Mom Sisterhood. But whenever we do our group calls, this is what it looks like. So in our group calls, you can be on camera or not. We can just see your name. It doesn't matter. Some people want to have their name out there. Some people don't, or their face out there. Some people don't. But this is what our group calls look like. So when I've been telling you all about when you join Survival Mom Sisterhood, we have 2 group calls a month. This is what you can expect. And so, you know what? Sometimes we have our hair done and our makeup on, and sometimes we don't. And I don't. Who cares? That is for sure. So I want to introduce you. We're going to start. If you're viewing this on Facebook, we're going to start over. Let's see, we'll start with the pretty lady. It looks like she's sitting maybe in a gray chair, and she has short white gray hair, Deb. And Deb has the honor of being the first ever Survival Mom Sisterhood member. Very first. While I was still talking a year ago, Deb was running over, grabbing her debit card and signing up. So that's quite an honor, because I remember thinking, oh my gosh, I didn't know if anybody. Just a little bit behind the scenes, super quick. When I first introduced Survival Mom Sisterhood, there wasn't a website. I just had some ideas of what I wanted it to be like. And so the founding members, we have 3 of them here actually. And we have a newer person. Fiona may join us if she can. She said she might have a call tonight. But we have Deb, and Deb, you pronounce your last name Pico?
Pico, that's right.
Pico. All right, then we see a couple, and they are kind of, they're just Tegan and Peter. They're from Australia, and just happens that our phone calls, our group calls, just happen usually at a good time where they can join us. So we do have members from a lot of different states and different countries as well, which is fun. We have Miss Mitzi right in the middle with her John Wayne in the back. And then down below we have Vicki Vestry, also a founding member. So I wanted to, if you're watching this, I really wanted you just to see and hear from these people, because it's kind of like, you know, when a mom is telling everybody how great her kid is and brags about her kid and brags about her kid. Well, yeah, because you're the mom, you know, of course you think your kid's perfect. But then when you start hearing her kid really is perfect, it's a lot more credible. So I don't think they're going to say that Survival Mom Sisterhood is perfect, because that's not really what I'm going for. I really wanted you to hear it from them. So we have Deb, and Deb, where do you live? What state?
I'm in northern Michigan.
All right, and Tegan is in Australia, Mitzi's in Georgia, and Vicki is in Arkansas. And as you know, I'm in Texas. But we got our first member from Hawaii a couple days ago, so we're all excited about that. We have a member up in Alaska. And we had another member join from Australia, and I haven't had a chance to map all of our new members out. But why don't we talk a little bit, and all I did was just give these ladies a few questions. So one question I had, because I am kind of impulsive. So I am the kind of person, I'll see a Facebook ad and boom, I want that, whatever it is, you know, gotta have it. But not everybody's like me. And some people want to do the research, and they want to see what is the value that I get for my dollar. You know, tell me, show me exactly what do I get. And so anybody here can speak up and just answer. But when you were first finding out about Survival Mom Sisterhood, or were there any reasons that you almost didn't join? Was there anything that was just kind of holding you back? Anybody can speak up.
Nope.
Well, for me, I did held back. I held back as a founding member because I wasn't sure. So it was something we talked about. And the Australian dollar is a little different to the American dollar. So we pay a bit more per month because of the conversion and everything. So we waited till the next one that came up, and we talked about it for a few days actually. Yeah. And I said, shouldn't we? And we jumped right in. So we thought we'd give it a shot for a couple of months, see what happens. And we're very, very happy that we did. So we haven't looked back since.
We'd been trying it on our own for a while and was just getting lost in all the do you do this, do you do that? And having someone there who's been in there before us actually helped us, guide us in a more efficient way of doing things.
Definitely organized.
I have never heard your story about that before.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'm actually honored that you came back and you took a closer look at it.
Yeah.
Anybody else looking back to when you very first decided to join? Was there something some kind of obstacle, or you had to give it a second thought or anything like that?
This is Deb, and no, I obviously didn't think too long on it. But one of the things that would have been more contributing, it was a good cash flow day when I did it. That I didn't have to stop and think, do I want to spend the money right now? It was like, it was there. The concept sounded great to me. I've been doing this for many years, but I needed the boost because I've kind of just gotten away from doing everything. And I like the idea of having other people that you could talk to and throw questions out to. And
Yeah, I think right here, what you're seeing, I really think it's almost like the biggest surprise to me was we all get on camera, and we're just all a bunch of people from all over the country and the world, and we just sit and chat, and we have a lot in common. That has been the biggest surprise, is because I didn't expect that. Mitzi, what about you? Are you more the impulsive type, or were you kind of giving this a look over first?
Yeah, I'm very impulsive, so I'm in a lot of groups. So that's why I had to think, because I've got so much going on, and I didn't know if I really had the time to do it. But this has been really the best thing that's happened in a long time, because I needed that extra push to get organized.
Yeah.
I'm one of those free spirits, and I just go for things, but I tend to be very organized in my computer, but cluttered in other areas. And so even though I had a lot of prepping supplies, I didn't always know where they were. I didn't have them organized. I didn't rotate them in and out like I should. And you've really put us on the right track, and it has saved me a lot of money in the long run. And then people always have links if you have a question about something. And the best thing recently, when we did the backpack thing, I've had foot issues, so I have had trouble walking. So I realized I really, really needed to start with more walking and lighten up my backpack. And someone had suggested some hiking boots to me. I got them in, and it has made all the difference in the world. So I've been able to double my time walking now, because somebody in the group had suggested a certain brand of hiking boots that really help my foot. So that's worth more than anything.
Yeah. Vicki, how about you? I know you were kind of just jumped on board right away, but anything else about that whole thought process?
I told you yesterday I'd worn your book out, and I wanted to see Lisa in person. And mainly, I wanted to talk to like-minded people, because I was tired of being by myself. My friends thought I was nuts.
Mhm.
And I had all this stuff, but I really didn't know how to, that bullseye and knowing what to put where, when. It was a tremendous challenge. Oh, no, it was a tremendous help. I got notes. I love the challenges. I think they're fun. And I just needed to get organized. And this afternoon, I have cleaned my entire storage building, which we just bought one that's already built and on skids, and you moved it into the backyard, and it's mine, and it's locked, and nobody can mess it up.
Nice. You'll have to share some photos of it. Yeah, Vicki she does really well with organization, and some of us have challenges with that. One other question, and this wasn't on the list. I did give a list of questions. Oh, is that it?
The big one's my husband's top,
all right.
and the little one's mine.
Cute. But when you came in, what milestone were you on? And if you're just watching this, the milestones, it's something I call kind of a success path where you just know you're succeeding, you know, you're making progress. So when you first come into the website, the membership website, there's a section that says start here. And you just kind of go through the start here section step by step. And then you'll see Survival Mom Journey. And I have the Survival Mom Journey divided up into 5 different milestones. So what I'm asking for the panelists, I'm just listening, or Fiona's trying to join us. We'll see if that works. But what milestone were you on when you joined, and what milestone, estimate, if you don't know, if you haven't gone back to look, would you say that you're on now?
I was at a 4.
All right.
And I think I'm pretty much still there. I've fine-tuned everything I have and
Okay.
got it organized and things. But I want to go back to something that Mitzi said earlier about not knowing if she had the time for this. I think it's very important to point out that everything you do is recorded, and you do, because I work during the day, so I can't participate during the day too much. So it's nice to be able to in the evening to go back and listen to everything, and you aren't missing anything on it. It's there, everything you need. And that's, to me, that's the biggest benefit of this. It's nice to be able to do the one-on-one participation, but if you aren't able to, you're not missing out on anything.
And another point, and I don't think this is in any other, sales page or anything I've ever sent out, but all of the master classes and the training videos, they all come with like an MP3 that you can download. So you can just download those to your phone or whatever, and you can listen to them, because sometimes when I'm confronted with a video, if I don't feel like sitting down and watching a video right then and there, I'm the kind of person, I'm always on the go. But if I can maybe listen to it in the car, and also the phone app. How many of you have the phone app?
I do, but I haven't figured it out yet.
Okay. You can log in, and it's pretty much like the website, but you log into our phone app, and then you can access everything from your phone. So it really, you can just be standing in line somewhere, put in some earphones, and start listening to one of the master classes. One more. So any others, anything else you want to say about the milestones, where you started and where you are now?
We were probably at a 2 to 3.
Go ahead.
Who was
Go
it?
ahead,
Tegan, you
Tegan.
said you were at a 3?
Yeah, probably. Sorry, Vicky and Mitzi. We've reorganized everything though. We went back and did the basics first, and they're done. So we're going to plan on checking on those once a year, and we're probably getting closer to a 4 now. So, but again, you're very right, Deb. It's all about the organization and the things that we didn't think were as important and missed, and the whole. So the organization is great. We both work afternoon and night shift. We do shift work. So it is not unknown for me to be 2 o'clock in the morning, running around doing housework, listening to audio on our app. So I get a lot of, because the kids are asleep. So it's great to be able to run around and do things and in my quiet time. And that's what I generally do. So, and it's finding time. Sometimes I've got 10 to 15 minutes to spare. Other times I've got 2 or 3 hours, sometimes even a whole day, which is extremely rare. But that's how we get it all done. It's fantastic for us.
And Mitzi, what were you going to say about your milestones? Do you think?
I thought I was a lot further along than I was until I joined the group, and then I realized there was a lot of things I had missed out on. And one of the big things I found, if you stock things, it's great to have, but if you don't know how to use the things, or then that's the biggest deal, because when you're in a crisis situation, you don't have time to start reading the panel, or if your power's off, you can't really go online and start looking at things online. You need to have it there, print it out, and be prepared and know how to use it.
Very good.
Yeah, and
before when I started, I was probably like a 2, and now I think I'm up to about a 3 or 4.
And I know, Vicky, you mentioned that you also went back and did the Survival Mom Basics.
Oh, absolutely. I thought I was on a 4, almost a 5.
Mm-hmm.
Boy, that's an eye opener. I went back and found holes in 1, 2, 3, all of them. So yeah, I had some things done, but I had lots of holes, but they're all filled in now.
Now, Fiona joined us. And I was excited when Fiona joined. One, because as people are joining, I'm seeing familiar names. So if you have been doing some of my challenges, or you've been hanging out on my Facebook page or any of the groups, and when I see that you join, it's kind of exciting because it's like, all right, you know, they're going to just continue to work with me even more closely than just on Facebook. But when I saw Fiona's name, I was excited. And so she's been a member for what, 2 days?
Just about. Just about.
Okay, so just why don't you just kind of walk us through? You got an email that showed you how to set up a password. You logged in for the first time. What were your thoughts when you first got to the website, and what have you had time to explore?
I was really impressed with how it was laid out because, you know, there's websites that are just so difficult to wade through, and they get frustrating very quickly because they're overwhelmed. And your website isn't. It's really laid out in kind of a baby step fashion, not as though you think we're too dumb to figure it out, but to literally let us take it at our own pace. So I was really excited because I like a clean layout because busyness drives me nuts. Don't look at my house. It just makes a liar out of me. But so I went all the way through the very beginning step, all the welcome stuff, went through all that, started in on the next level, printing out all the downloads. So I think I'm about halfway through the videos where you talk about the water and the fire safety and all that kind of stuff. And I'm already finding the same thing Mitzi said. I thought I was a lot further ahead.
Mhm.
You thought of that I hadn't thought of. Now I have enough kids that what's happened though is, like, for example, the fire safety. I know I taught my older kids things like touching the doorknob, a second way out of the room, stuff like that. But our dynamics have changed. We only have 2 at home now. And I realized that I was so used to tying an older with a younger, okay, that, you know, it's like, okay, child number 1, you take care of child number 4, number 2, you get 5, and number 3, you get 6, and I'll grab number 7. That now that we've got the tail end sitting at home, I don't think I've gone through this stuff with them. And it was a real slap to the face that I've dropped the ball and didn't even realize it because I've just been so busy with life and you kind of figure they're going to get it through osmosis. But when your older ones leave, there's no osmosis anymore. So it was really sobering to me. It's like, I really have to go back now and look at everything as if I'm a beginning prepper. And I'm not a beginning prepper. I've been prepping since 1994 when we were living in New England and had a 4-day power outage with an all electric house. That's when you realize fireplaces suck pond water for keeping it with 102-degree fever. And I couldn't get the temperature up in the house. It was really an eye-opening thing. And I have my own prepper group on Facebook for, you know, people of my faith, and I have 1,100 members, and I'm sitting there going, dang, I hope they never find out how badly prepared I am, but I'm going to learn my mistakes. And I just love the way the website's set up. I can't praise enough.
Thank you. Yeah, you know, it's sort of, you know, like you put something out there and until you get feedback, you really don't know, you know, if it's helpful or not. And you hope it is. And hearing from you guys and just watching people over this last year do the challenges and tell me they've seen one of, you know, the mini master classes, which actually is my next question. And let's just make this snappy. My husband just came and told me the football game's starting. We are the biggest nerd family because we don't follow football. But on Super Bowl Sunday, we are there with all the food. we don't care about football the other 5-6 months of the year, but we want the Super Bowl food, and I have a big spread in there, and there's only 3 of us, which is so dumb. But anyway, so yes, so very quickly, panelists, and Fiona, you haven't done it yet, so you can skip this question, but would you tell me, because I'd like to know myself, what are the 2 most helpful either challenges or mini master classes and it could be 2 mini master classes, 2 challenges, one of each. I don't really, it doesn't matter. But what has been the ones where you saw, you know, you watched it, you read through it, and you're like, that was a huge help?
This is Deb, and I live in a very rural area. I don't go to big cities. I never thought about this, but the one on the civil unrest was very informative.
Mhm.
And the walking pack that was the challenge on it. And then my second one that I really liked was the herbs for emergency preparedness and the challenges on that. But to go back to the fire, the biggest thing I got out of that was I live where we get 150 inches of snow a year. I have a door off my bedroom. I don't have any shoes next to my bed, and now I do. So I'm not going out in that snow on my bare feet in a fire. So
Mhm.
that was the important thing I learned on that one. So
Okay, who wants to go next?
I like the one
Biggest
on,
2 things.
I
Yeah.
like the one you just did it in January. That one was really good. And also the disinfection kit, setting
Oh,
up
yeah.
all of that, because I never really thought about, I had some things, I didn't have other things, but I never really thought about having them in my car. And so when I did the car kit and put everything in there, it was just a few days later, I told you my puppy was in there and had an accident in the car, but I had all my supplies in the car when it was, I was thinking it was for other things, but it doesn't have to be a natural disaster to happen. It's a disaster
Oh my
to you when
gosh.
you're going somewhere.
Right,
And
right.
so it was awesome to have that. And then also when you told us to put all of our insurance cards, and credit cards on and copy them front and back. One of our family members lost one of the insurance cards right after that. And then I had everything in there just because I had it there. And I also took pictures of it and had it in my phone. So that was
Yeah.
so helpful.
Yeah. As you go through the milestones, for each milestone, you get a checklist. And what I recently did, and maybe none of you guys have noticed it because I did it just in the last couple of weeks, but one thing I did is I went to each milestone, and then I went to our library of mini master classes and the library of Facebook Lives, and I matched those up with the milestones. So in the future, if you go to milestone 1, you'll see, oh, it was matched up with these 2 videos and these 3 mini master classes to help you make progress. And also, I don't want someone, Fiona, I don't want new people coming in. They look, we have a library of 12 mini master classes. It's going to grow and then just be, oh my gosh, I don't know where to start. I don't ever want anybody to feel like I don't know where to start and then just feel overwhelmed, discouraged. And that's the opposite of what I want to have happen. Tegan, how about you guys?
For me, it definitely was this month's challenge. So the organisation, and I got to get my craft on. So that was fun. Peter, I reckon my guess would be the beeswax candles.
Oh yeah.
That we not the what were they? When we did the cans with the
Buddy
cardboard and the wax. He had
the
a
buddy
bit of fun
burners.
doing that.
Yeah, the buddy burners.
But he can talk. Yeah. So
Oh, we hear
this
from
is
Peter.
my world. But
And you know what's
yeah,
funny
no,
is that we do have a few men members.
Yeah.
And I was, I got requests from guys, and it was like, the mini master classes are there. It's not like we have a bunch of, and not, frou-frou type of things, and so they're.
well, that's why we try and do things together so that we can hit the challenges together. We can try, I have my strengths and Peter has his, and we both try to get out of our elements a little bit and get into each other's worlds to, do you know what I mean? Learn and grow.
One of the biggest advantages coming to a class run by women is it's more organized and doesn't go into the I'm big buff man, watch me go. It's more more informative and you get more out of it. It's not a contest of who can do this better.
Interesting. Never thought about that. Mitzi, you gave us your top 2, right? Yes. Vicky, how about you?
I love Sylvia. Especially the part where she says you need to rest.
Mm-hmm.
That part of the program I like. And I like the challenges. I just like this last month the best.
I'm glad to hear that. I'm really glad to hear that. Maybe we'll do more of that kind of thing. Sylvia Britton is like a homemaker mentor. And so she recorded a lesson for us all about household routines. But we do have members who have different kinds of health challenges. you know,
Mhm.
mobility challenges. And Sylvia spent some time talking to us about how you do need to rest. And she even gave us a schedule, you know, where you can keep your household running and yet also take care of you, which is great, you know, for pregnant women, you know, moms with lots of kids, and you get worn down after a while. It was just very much full of grace, and I appreciated that. Fiona, I don't think you've tackled one of the mini master classes yet, have you?
Not yet.
Okay.
No, first days, but I will say that I really appreciated your tying in the download and the files and the master classes, the mini master classes, to the exact steps, because that just followed on in a very organic progression for me. So I'm already printing stuff out. I'm already talking to my husband. We're already making plans. So yeah, I just give you kudos for that.
Okay.
Just wait, it's February's new month starting, so we've got new challenges.
Yes, and I actually have, I'm going to be posting that. I don't know why I didn't post it yet, but let me go over to Facebook really quickly. And then one question I had was actually about how much time would you say you spend on Survival Mom Sisterhood on any given month or week?
Really, as much as you want to. Some days I go through there and just sit down with the book and go through and just check off what I have and have. Oh, there's a hole here. So,
Yeah.
you know, it gives me something to plan, especially if the weather's bad.
Yeah.
But you don't have to. I would say probably 2 or 3 hours a month is what you have to do.
I think so.
That's what I would say.
Yeah. It's not overwhelming. And like Vicki said, if you have extra time on your hands and you can go back and say, oh, I haven't watched the pandemic masterclass. I haven't watched, you know, the foraging masterclass. Here's kind of how I look at it, is that they're just waiting for you.
Mhm.
So you may, you know, have some kind of a crisis that's coming up, and you can go back into the membership and start looking, you know, where's some resources. And if they're not there, and you say, Lisa, you haven't taught anything on this subject yet, let me know, because I have the schedule set pretty much for 2020, but I also can tweak and adjust, you know, as I learn, you know, what's needed. Anybody else? About 2-3
I
hours
think
a
that's
month.
a good point to make too, Lisa, is that us talking every month too, you get new ideas and different
Yeah.
ways
yeah.
and perspectives of looking at things. We all do, which is fantastic. It's given us so many different tips and tricks and stuff.
Same here. I learned from you guys.
Yeah.
One more thing, and this wasn't on the list of questions, but how useful is the prepping planner to you, the Trello?
Okay.
And
I
so
love
I've
it.
been told, yeah, I've been told by some people they use it all the time. There is a video tutorial on the website how to use it. Okay, so don't be intimidated by it, because I know Jessie McKissick, you know, I don't think that she would say that, you know, she's some kind of high-tech guru, but she uses it all the time.
Yeah.
So Tegan, you use it a lot. Mitzi, do you use it?
Mhm. Yeah, it's helped a lot, especially with organizational things.
Yeah. Right. So we have that. We have the phone app where you can access the membership. We have the Trello that you can keep everything organized. In fact, people are telling me they're using it to organize their life, you know, the kid's birthday party, not just prepping. So anyway, I want to thank you guys. Over on the Facebook page, I was just looking for comments, and some of you, Emily Walker is out there.
Hey, Emily.
Emily is like, she is a walking, talking cheerleader. She says, Vicki is my idol and gives me
Oh,
grace
no.
for all I can do in the future. And Tanya says she's joining, which we're going to be excited to greet you, Tanya. Emily says, consider Mitzi my mountain mama sister. And Jan in Australia. Hey, Jan, we had another Australian member join. So I think we have 3 now. We might have more. But Jan says it's informative, gives me a better idea of what's involved, looking at the budget. So yeah, I wanted, this was actually, this blew me away. I didn't know what to expect. I knew you guys kind of liked it, and it really helps me, from my point of view, know what's most important to you. So for planning purposes and moving forward, huge help. So I'm going to end the Facebook. If you are really into what I was telling people in the email earlier was, if you don't want to watch Super Bowl, join Survival Mom Sisterhood, because now you have a good excuse.
You guys
Put
all
your
need to look
earphones
up
on.
AFL. which is our football.
Oh,
Yep. Yep, put your earphones on and you're there with your phone or you're there with your computer and let everybody else, but you just can, come up for air once in a while and you can eat the food. So, all right, I'm going to go ahead and end this. Thank you, ladies, very much for your time. This was a huge help to me, and I hope it helped answer questions that people might have about the membership.
Thank you, Lisa.
All right, thank you, guys. I love you very much.
Thank you.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye, guys.
bye.